right? So huge levels of greenwashing. And what you see in the chart here is a lot of detail here, but this is basically by sector as well. So if you look at social media, that perceived green level washing is even higher at 70%, right? So it gives you the scale of that the distrust that exists, and perhaps this is what's hindering brands to communicate, because it's quite scary, right? The impact you can have, right, in terms of bringing something out there and being called out for greenwashing. However, brands cannot let this hinder that communication, because it has to happen. Sustainability is the future. So what we need to do is really understand, back to what I was saying earlier, understand the issue that you can really champion and credibly deliver, and then communicate that with creativity and diligence. And we have seen, again, through the advertising work that we test across a decade, right? But obviously in the last few years, we've seen more of these where you've got messages with sustainability. And when they do it right, you do see that impact on ad distinctiveness, both for meaning and difference, and also ultimately to demand power, which Noki will share a bit more later on. So it's time to stop, hopefully, the debate about whether it's the right time to bring sustainability into brand marketing, but really take a leap of faith, curiosity, but also courage, right? And also anchored in insights. How do you then deliver that into your brand and really kind of find that growth and unlock that? And sustainability and commercial value absolutely can go hand in hand in our perspective. And with that, I want to also talk to the fact that it seems all very positive when I'm talking to it, right? But there is still unprecedented opportunity, right? Because the challenges are out there, not many are getting it right. However, on the left, despite that, you see a huge increase in brand sustainability endorsement across supply chain, environmental, employee, and social issues. And today, we see that up to 10% of brand value are contributed by sustainability perceptions. However, this is in the context where, on the right-hand side of the chart, very few brands are actually achieving that high endorsements, only on a select few categories. So there is still a lot to unlock there. So how do brands then unlock this? It's really about creating value and delivering value. It cannot be about, a side initiative. It's really about how do you bring that into brand and marketing. And to unlock that, it is requiring a mindset shift as well, right? How do we think about sustainability as marketers, as insight owners, from it being a cost and regulatory issue to a lever to unlock change and value for your brand. We have to embrace it as part of the brand, embrace it as part of category, and the tensions that you can solve for. And I think with that, if we can do that, we can then start seeing the unlock. And really, we're going to talk through, Noki's going to talk through it in terms of how can you then embrace this as part of the blueprint for brand growth to really build resilient, profitable brands that are fit for today and into the future. So over to Noki.
Yep. So I'm going to be talking about how. So how do brands become resilient and profitable while doing good for the world? I would like to refer to the blueprint for brand growth framework. Here, we believe that brand grows by being meaningfully different to more people. And with that, brand can enjoy a 5 times penetration today and get the advantage of growth in the next 2 years. And with this framework, there are 3 core, what we call growth accelerator. The first one, predisposed to more people, is how do you increase the probability for people to buy your brand by increasing the exposure and experience of your brand. Second is about be present, to be where the key decision making is and influence that. Third is to find new space, how your brand can disrupt the category as well as look at new opportunity. And it also comes with 3 very important behavior, is that your marketing strategy needs to be consistent, connected, and optimized. And by looking at the case study in the auto industry, you can see that brands like BYD, Tesla, and Polestar, they are meaningfully different brands because they are disrupting the market through their product innovation, through their communication, and doing something different. And to help brand to keep growing, to future-proof your brand is very important in the last pillar. It's about finding new space. It's require radical innovation, looking at how your brand can ease the tension of consumer while drive the aspiration. In the mobility element, like we've done this meta-analysis and looking at mobility trend. And this open up opportunities for like automated car, robo-taxi, like electronic two-wheelers, and also new business model like subscription rather than ownership. So brands often fail because sometimes they pursue this sustainability mission, but they made consumer trade-off in certain way. We would like to put forward a case that has got it right. They produce delicious chocolate by being very good to the world as well. So this brand is called Tony Chocolonely. And what they did is that they developed the sustainability first strategy. So they measure their success not only by financial element, but the impact that they made. So they track and monitor as a KPI how many farmers that they are working with that are paid fairly. And also they want to make sure that their chocolate is slave-free. And apart from this, they innovate like new different types of flavors as well. And also what they do is that within the category, there is like a wake-up call for their competitor as well, as the Tony Chocolonely talks about fair cocoa trading. And in terms of predispose more people, they do variety of communication offline and online. But the one thing I really like is through their own product and package. You know, their pack, they talk about the brand purpose and the story of their brand. And if you notice the bar, see the chocolate bar, it's not even. It's reflecting the inequality, the unfairness in the cocoa industry. So everything is consistent, and they're doing this consistently. And what it impacts their brand is that in terms of equity, like the brand power that you see, the percentage over there, their brand power or the strength of their equity is higher than their competitor at 10.4. And their different index is also high because they're seen as setting the trend and doing something different. So in our paper, we focus on two main key pillars of the blueprint. And I would like to first talk about predispose more people. So how can you be meaningfully different to more people? And what good is that, right? Because brand wants to connect to people, we want to increase our exposure. But in today's world, like everyone is bombarded with like different type of media, offline, online, and our attention span is lower than a goldfish. So it's very difficult for marketer to get people's attention. But you can actually do that by talking about sustainability. Here, our data found that in the advertising that talks about sustainability, you get the attention of consumer better than ads that are not. As you can see from the circle on the right, is the ad with sustainability message, and on the left, the ad with not sustainability message. So you can see that the ad distinctiveness is higher. So people will notice more. Why is that? Because they care. Like what Trace was saying earlier, they care. So they are emotionally connected to it. So then you would be able to stand out more. And more of that is that once you have sustainability message, it also have a positive impact to your brand at like plus 6 percentile point higher than average in terms of meaningful, and 12 percentile point higher than the average different. So you can be meaningfully different, and you can get the attention from the consumer. This is another good example, Decathlon, right? What they do is that they consistently communicate about their core purpose to make sport more accessible for everyone. And they're doing it well because as you can see with the score up here, like with the sustainability index, they're high, they make people's lives better. And they also charge fair price, and that the design of their product is also good. So let's have a look at what they did. So in terms of the way they conduct business, they're very focused on decarbonization. Second, on design. They focus on eco-design. And also, in contrary to what you know as the fast fashion, which produce a lot of waste out there in the market, right? They want to do innovation to make their product last longer, easier to fix, and they use a material that are more environmentally friendly as well. And then they also look into the circular economy. They're very focused on that. And they think of the new business model. They buy back clothes, and also they provide subscription, so you can rent rather than buy. Right? And then if you can see in terms of their financial outcome, the annual revenue of 2023, it increased from the previous year to reach about 15.6 billion euro, sorry. And then if you see that the innovative business model that they are doing is also helping them to make money, because the circular sales account for 420 million euro, which is 27% growth from the previous year. So they are doing good, and if you link back to the framework, they're communicating the purpose, they are innovating, and they are also being accessible and also selling at a fair price to consumer. And they are expanding all over the world, and they're quite big, like starting to be big in Thailand and in Asia as well. And then another pillar which is close to my heart is around innovation, is how you find new space. It's about looking at trend and looking at new opportunity and see how does it match with your category, and also looking to innovate new things. So this is the data from our brand C, and it indicates that innovative brands can generate 3 times more incremental value. And this requires radical innovation, where you take the consumer attention, you look at what they are aspire to do or to be, to live their life, and then you look at new ways and new technology to be able to close that attention gap. And in terms of innovation, it's not only about product development. It can be something that you revigorate your core, looking at offering something that is not a radical innovation, but also about extending to other occasions, extending to new moments, extending to new sector. Or you can look at radical innovation like something totally new. But for example, like in the financial sector, you may be looking at serving the marginalized group using digitalization. Or in health and wellness and beauty, you might focus on like the elders who have unique needs, like the elder teens that I talked about earlier. They require something that is new, and there's some unmet need there, and there's space for you to find new opportunity. Since you guys are in Thailand, I would like to cite an example in Thailand. So PTTGC, or Global Chemical in Thailand, is a big corporation. And as you know, the petrochemical industry are usually under scrutiny for their impact to the environment and to the world, and also sometimes accused on greenwashing. But as a big organization, this type of organization are expected by consumer to be leading the transition, to set example for other company, and also to engage with the consumer in the country. Right? And then with PTT, what they do is that they do decarbonization, they do things like circular economy, and they transform their core business. And apart from that, they do like additional innovation. For example, the U-Turn is the recycle platform, and they collaborate with a convenience store so that the drop point can be close to home, so everyone can do good in their everyday life. And then also they have this Trespesso. It's very cute. It's a mobile device that you can crush the plastic, and then you can mold them using ultrasonic system, and then you can make it into new product. And they engage young children to do this as well. And as a result, it leads to higher trust and better reputation for them. So this is Kantar's data that they are in the top 33% versus 44,000 businesses in terms of high corporate reputation. And they score higher differentiation than the average brands in Thailand. And this is also not just Kantar, but also the index that like the Dow Jones and the S&P Global Index also indicate that they are gaining that trust and they're doing things for good. So lastly, I would like to leave with this, that we need to foster the mindset that because sustainability is an ongoing thing, you cannot do patchwork or just resign to CSR, but to have sustainability as the core of your business. Second is you need to solve the consumer tension, not add to it. The third, innovation needs to be meaningful to people's life and also different. And last is to get your community communication right. When you have the commitment to walk the talk, you have to have a compelling way to talk the walk as well. So Chris and I truly believe that businesses can do good as well as be resilient and profitable in the longer term. So thank you everyone for your attention today. ขอบคุณนะคะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you.
Thank you, you two. Very good presentation. Okay. And next presentation is from Air Asia. Title is Marketing with Meaning for Sustainable Growth. Marketing study with Air Asia, incorporating the values of customers. So please welcome.
Sawadee ka. Have you noticed something? All the 6 presenters in this afternoon is all females, and they are all good-looking females. Because we work on sustainability. So it means that once you work on sustainability, you get better looking, believe me. Okay, welcome to our session. We lived in the boiling world. We are richer in technological advancement. The whole yesterday was about AI advancement. However, we live with the poorer in restoring our natural resource that we really needed for our survival. That comes to these new marketing concepts. Okay? In the past, we talked about marketing, but the new marketing term now is about de-marketing. You ask people to think twice before you buy. That's called de-marketing. You reduce the demand for the consumers to rethink about the resource management. And the best example of this de-marketing is always this brand, Patagonia. They always advertise that don't buy this jacket. Once you buy a jacket once, it's a lifelong, from grandfather to the grandchildren. If you want to buy a new one, they will ask you, what happened? Can you bring it back? We're going to repair it for you. I try to buy it from Thailand. They're not going to sell it to me because it takes too much carbon footprint, delivering from European to Thailand. The second concept of the new marketing approach is called regenerative, because it said that sustainable, recycle, reuse, recycling, this kind of thing is not enough. You have to be regenerative. That means restoring back, give back the life to the nature. Sustainable is more like doing less bad. Do you produce less carbon dioxide, leave less carbon footprint? However, regenerative asks you to give more oxygen, not do less bad, but do more good, restoring. The next concept of the new marketing term is societal marketing. in comparison to the social marketing. Social marketing probably tell you about the causes and the good that you have to do. It reminds you that you have to do a particular good things, but the brand may not do it. You probably do social marketing when you have profit that you donate to someone as a CSR. However, on societal marketing, you really take it into your internal culture in every single procedure of your brand execution. So it's about the brand and marketing that goes hand in hand. Okay, and today we are lucky that we have our Pride of Asia, the brand that we would like to share about the Air Asia story, that how the brands engage and take all these challenges into the brand and also in marketing execution. Please, Kun Thaupat.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on AirAsia, Thai AirAsia in Thailand. Thai AirAsia is a sister company of AirAsia Group, and based in Thailand. We've been in the market in Thailand for 20 years, counting. The first thing we entered to the market in Thailand, we have to start it off with listening to people. But we know that people at 20 years ago, Thai people didn't know about low-cost carrier. So the first thing we did is to introduction to educate to the Thai market about low-cost carrier. So the first thing we did is we selected a group of band in Thailand to represent. Now everyone can fly in Thailand. And after some time, when we entered the market, competition came. Other low cost came. And we listened to the market again. And we heard the perception of low cost equal low quality, which was true at that time because we used old aircraft. Old aircraft will lead you to some delay, some bad smells on the aircraft. And after we listened to that perception, we try to change the perception, but we have to admit to that if the product wasn't good, communication couldn't help. So what we did for AirAsia as a group, we have decided to change the whole fleet to brand new aircraft. And when we changed the whole fleet, we listened again. Other competitors started to do some brand new aircraft. So we had to find the strength of AirAsia, which other airline couldn't take the place that we think we are strong enough. And then we started off to use the brand ambassador as the magic bullet to make AirAsia to be a friendly brand, to be accessible to the local market. And again, we need to find the hero functions of AirAsia for the Thai people or consumer to register. And after some time, we listen again, and we listen inside out and outside in, and we know that we are away from the brand ambassador. AirAsia cannot be anyone else, otherwise who we are. So we have selected the way to improve our brand by improving the service quality and then communicate internally and externally. So let me share the key strength of AirAsia, which is on-time performance. We are number 1 in Thailand in terms of on-time performance, and last year we were number 3 in Asia Pacific and number 6 in the world. And last month, in September, we are number 2 in the world and number 1 in Asia Pacific. How did we do that? In terms of society, we have the brand promise outside the company that we are on time, so we have to be on time. So how we do that? We segregated the work. This one better. Engineering started to walk around for the first minute. The second minute, other department started their work, the RAM agent, aerobic on, and then every department are working together in order to make the plane depart and arrive on time. Let me stop on the 21st minute, which will associate to the pastor like you guys when you are having coffee, and then the gate people will announce final call. And if you're still enjoying your coffee, you will miss your flight. So it's at the minute of 21 when we make the final call. And when you miss the flight, you will give some extra job to the ramp agent to offload your luggage, because the luggage of the person you are not traveling with the aircraft cannot be on the aircraft. So extra work, extra cost. So what we did is we segregate the work in 30 minutes. We have same aligned goal to make the airline be on time. So we have the brand promise, and we educate our people and make it happen until we can
มึงอยู่ไหน
กำลังไป
communicate with
พี่
เครื่องจะออกแล้ว
ฉันรีบอยู่พี่
เร็ว
เนี่ยจะถึงแล้วอีก
เครื่องจะออกแล้ว
พี่ใจเย็นๆก็รอนิดเดียวจะเป็นอะไรอ่ะ
ไม่ต้องไปไหนกันแล้วประเทศชาติ ถ้ามัวเนี่ยต้องรอคนที่มาสายเนี่ย
ไม่ต้องรอแล้ว ไปเลย เที่ยวหน้าเนาะ
แอร์เอเชียอยากให้คนไทยใส่ใจเรื่องเวลา
The TVC said we want Thai people to be aware of being on time. So it's a very bold move for Thai company to say something like this, and we sort of accepted fashionably late is okay in Thai culture. And let me emphasize this advertising. 8 years ago, when we started to talk about on time, we have the data that we are on time, and we have external party to ensure that we're on time. But that time, the TVC only started off with some small thing like we are on time, and it's on personal level. But this advertising is like national agenda, and we say the country cannot go anywhere if you're not on time. So it's very risky to take that move. And again, during 8 years ago when we do the market research, people didn't talk about on-time performance when they choose the airline. But as of now, they become in the top 5 or 6 of the criteria of people choosing the airline. And then this year again.
Hello รอนานปะ
นาน
คราวหน้าไม่มาสายแล้ว ฮัลโหล รอนานปะ
นิสัยที่ไม่เคยเปลี่ยน
ชั่วโมงเดียวเอง
แอร์เอเชียขอตบ
อะไร
มือให้คนที่มีนิสัย ตรงต่อเวลา มาตลอดชีวิต แบบคุณ
คราวหน้าไม่มาสาย
ไม่ต้องอ่ะ โลโก้เลย
So it's international sense of humor. We thank Thai people to aware of being on time. So from personal agenda to national agenda, we are saying the same thing that we are on time. It's societal marketing in AirAsia sense in terms of educating internal and external, and then we keep communicating and keep doing at the same direction. Another societal marketing that we do, is the way of low cost and sustainability. We believe that low cost and sustainability is the same thing. Sustainability and low cost is the same thing. Because being low cost, we know that low cost is how to keep the cost low and the risk low. The cost is not always low because we have to put money in terms of to make the risk low and to make revenue and brand up on responsible of social governance and environmental. So it's the same thing. This is a key concept that I educate the board member 8 years ago when we want to have the board of sustainability started in Thailand. I told them it's the same thing, so it's easy to do. Just change the name of low cost to sustainability. And our way of sustainability started off with people, internal to external. We have to have the strong people who live the culture to drive sustainable value chain. Started off with people, how to choose the aircraft, how to fly the aircraft. At AirAsia, we use the best technology as of now to save the fuel. and how to fly efficient. We call it green flight operation procedures to make the plane not just arrive and take off on time, but we have to fly green. For example, one engine taxi off and one engine taxi in off the climb. And when you do this, you are not only saving the money in terms of fuel consumption, but we are saving carbon emission. And then throughout the value chain, how to make people happy, internal and external, started off people, how to make the in-flight sales and supply arrive, make money, and at the same time manage the risk and the waste. And how to do aircraft maintenance started with people again, and the supply chain. And resource and weight management at Don Mueang International Airport, we are now proud to say that is 100% recyclable on non-hazardous waste. And at the end of the value chain, we know that we have to keep the people, our staff and our customer, in order to make the whole chain sustainable. And at the end, we think we have to do something for sustainable tourism, because we know that we create both opportunity and risk. And if we don't do anything, we might not have anywhere to fly. Because of the risk we do, emission, consumption, and waste over tourism. And if we don't have anywhere to fly, we wouldn't be sustainable. What we do is we started off with the CBT, community-based tourism, at the station that we fly to. We selected them, the community, and worked with them to make them sustainable in terms of tourism. And at the end, when they are stable, when they are sustainable, we just started to communicate. We don't have the billboard because we are an airline, but we have the aircraft, so we painted the aircraft. Everyone can fly with responsibility. Sustainable ASEAN tourism, there are 2 planes in Malaysia and in Thailand promoting this, and we have this.
นักท่องเที่ยวไปขีดเขียนวาดบนผนังถ้ำ
ขยะมีอยู่ทั่วทะเลไทย
สวัสดีครับ นี่คือโปรโมชั่นของ Air Asia เพื่อส่งเสริมการท่องเที่ยวฟรีตั๋วเครื่องบิน เพียงคุณไปเที่ยวแหล่งชุมชนใดชุมชนหนึ่งดังต่อไปนี้ผาหมีโคกเมืองเกาะกลางพรมโลกโดยมีกติกาดังต่อไปนี้
1. ต้องพักสถานที่
ต้องพักที่สถานที่
1. ต้องพักที่สถานที่นั้นเกิน2 วัน 1 คืน
2. ต้องร่วมกับต้อง
ไปต่อ
2. ต้องร่วมกิจกรรมกับชุมชนที่ตามที่ได้รับมอบหมาย
3. เดี๋ยวมอไซค์มา 3. มอไซค์มาเดี๋ยวดู
เจอนี่ดีเพื่อทุกคนคือจุดหมายที่ดีที่สุด
As I call societal marketing platform of AirAsia. When we started to do Journey D in Thai mean good, and it's the journey of development of AirAsia that we want to educate people to know about sustainable and responsible tourism together. And we strongly believe that sustainability is made by people. Started off with a value chain, and from today we have the School of AirAsia, AirAsia Academy, and our people is made from here. And if you have the opportunity to visit us, you're welcome to. very near Dongmueang International Airport. AirAsia, or capital A, has been changed. We changed the purpose of the company, the organization. In the past, we had the purpose of democratizing everyone to fly. So now everyone can fly. But today, we escalated the purpose to connecting people, transforming life.
What we have learned from here, you can see that 3 points that we learned from AirAsia case. The first one, normally when we do SWOT analysis, you have so many strengths. But what AirAsia tells us is that find your one single strength that no one can beat it. No competitors can steal it easily. That's, I call it red strength. I will tell you a little bit later what I mean by red. The second one, that red strength has to be the shared purpose with your customers. When we learn in the marketing that you know that we have to find USP as the brand's unique selling point. But the new USP here for the customer is, what is your unique shared purpose with the customers? Okay? For AirAsia case, it's on time. And it's very bold to talk about the national agenda that Thai people, we're not very on time. Although we're 5 minutes late, we still smile. We're 10 minutes late, we smile. We half an hour late, we still smile. That means we're guilty, so we smile. Okay. What I mean by red here? RED, red, stand for RE. R is relevant. So for internal, as Thopat said, the brand is about the promise you take internally first before you communicate externally. Relevant internally means that promise, the brand promise, can be done easily, relevantly to the culture, relevant to people, relevant to behavior of the internal staff. On the outside, it's relevant to the consumer needs. It's relevant to their job to be done. It solves their problems. It's a solution to their unmet needs that there are. What does the E stand for? Internally, the E means that it must be easy enough to execute. So when they promise they're going to be on time, they measure, as Thopat showed you, every minute counts. The first 20 minutes, 30 minutes forward. So the promise must be taken easily internally, can be easily executed. For the consumers, any communications must be easy to understand. And your product and services must be easy to approach, easily available, both online and offline, which we call is online channel. Consumers don't care whether it's online or offline. It's an online channel. 4D is distinctive enough that no competitor cannot compare or compete or steal it or copy it easily. That's a red. Why we focus on that red? Because actually it's the what. Consumers don't buy the what, they buy the what for. Consumers don't buy the product, they buy the end result to solve their issues, to give them their job to be done complete. Okay? So the red is the what, is the product. What for is a shared meaning, the shared purpose that the brand you're going to deliver. And as Noki and Kanta mentioned that, without sustainability or the mindful marketing in mind, the share value doesn't take place easily. Okay? So between who and why is there. In between there is sustainability, mindful marketing, purposeful marketing, societal marketing that we have been talking about. And the third point that we learned from AirAsia case is changing from the ego to eco marketing. Don't grow alone as an ego. Don't be rich alone. Take the people and the planet and community with you. So grow the whole ecosystem with the marketing with the shared meaning. Okay? Because as I mentioned, people don't buy the product. They buy the end result. They buy the feeling. They buy the experience, what it means to them. Although many things have changed around us, many technological advancements, one thing remains in our industry for marketing and also inside industry is that who and why. Who are our brand fans and why they love us. Not only who are our targets, I probably have to say that it's a brand fans. Because in this era of choices, you have to secure those brand fans and make them love you, not just select you by choices or select you because you are the lowest airplane, but they love Air Asia because they know that they are contributing to the community as well. And that's the end of our presentation. That I would say that good marketing makes the brand look good. The great marketing makes the consumers feel great about the brand and about themselves through those meaningful marketing. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much for your presentation. So please, everyone come to the stage. Thank you. So we would have a Q&A session for about 10 minutes. Is anyone have any question? We want to have many questions from you. If anyone have question for each presenter? Yes, please.
Don't ask why we are beautiful. We are born naturally beautiful.
Yes.
Let me ask a question about Air Asia. What you've been trying to do there, culturally, it's acceptable, you're saying, to be not on time in Thailand, but you're really trying to change a fundamental characteristic of Thai culture. You've been sort of successful in that, in terms of Air Asia. Do you think that is likely to spill over to other activities, like not being late for an office meeting or being late for invited out for dinner? Or a date?
Okay. You mean in AirAsia ourselves, or you mean in?
In general, apart from Air Asia, I mean, to other activities in Thai society or Thai life.
Wow, even bolder. Okay.
Broader.
So the question was, why, right? Why we choose to do this cultural change?
And what next?
What next? Very challenging question.
We don't have that too many bad behavior. On time is the only bad thing that we have.
Oh, you mean you want to actually can
So
change
you've
any
been
other thing?
successful in changing an attitude in terms of timing for airline. Is that attitude likely to spill over
to other activities?
things? Yes.
I think for Air Asia, can I help?
Yeah.
Being responsible in any decision, I think Air Asia is very successful on that. For example, responsible consumption, responsible tourism. And that again start with the internal staff, that they take responsibility in all the promises that they do. So tourists take more, feel more guilty if they don't be responsible for that tourism. They try to pick up the garbage, the waste that they travel, this kind of thing. So I think that's another behavior that Air Asia try to change. And I think that's very good question. In terms of sustainability marketing, it's not about promoting the brand. It's about promoting the impact, the change behavior of one thing to the better place. So that's the outcome of the sustainability. It's not about the index or about the awards that Asia get, but about what we have changed. And I think that's two things that you have on time and being more responsible on what you do, on your behavior. And other than that, I think Thai people are very good in everything else.
So basically, if you mention about other behavior that we want to change and have we changed, in terms of Asia people are very on time. The meeting, the on-time performance meeting, OTP. If you late only 1 minute, you are not allowed to be in the meeting room, even you are the sea level. So this is very serious offense at AirAsia, and we are sort of implementing it to all stakeholders. This is our culture. And then also, as Aung San say, it's about being responsible. And other thing that we really want to focus on being low cost, because being low cost means we are efficient. And this one, we successfully sort of educated the market. In the past, when people are used to luxury market, they pay everything in one price. But Asia concept, you pay what you use. If you don't use, you don't have to pay. This is another concept that we think we have successfully transformed the market. Thank you.
Hi, Praveen Shekhar from India for the Matrix ladies. Nico.
Matrix. Oh, Matrix.
Matrix.
Kanta, but yes, Matrix and.
So you finished up saying that the importance of innovation is in finding new spaces and addressing the customer aspirations. But Nico, the generation, which earlier used to be 5 years, there's a change. Now it's even faster and the consumer space keeps moving. So how can we as brand marketers, it's a moving target, what do we do?
Right. Thank you for the question. A very good one, actually. So we need to keep innovating. And I think it's central to what we're talking today, like AI, using technology to make innovation faster. So you get the quality of innovation where it meets consumers' needs. And you get the right data to make decision. But that needs to be much faster. And as you rightly say, like, even the Gen Z, and now we talk about Gen Alpha, right? Even they need speed even faster. So I think as a marketer or business, we need to relook at our core business and how do we find a way to operationalize and digitalize in order for us to keep on innovating. Because even after COVID, people's behavior changed, right? And then, as you rightly say about generations, some generation require faster innovation than other. So if we would like to cater to their needs, we also need to reinvigorate ourselves to keep on that cycle of innovation. Ka.
I would like to add as well. I think it's also anchoring on the problem that we're trying to solve. We talk a lot about tensions, right? And tensions, I mean, for the need for the category, they're going to be pretty constant, right? What you want from a snacking category or from travel, from flights, I think that will stay pretty constant. I think what's going to change is actually how do you appeal to the different generations, and that's when once you've got the right innovation, then how do you activate in a way that's meaningfully different to each of those those audience.
Thank you for the question.
Any other questions? Please.
You guys call each other up today to find out what you were both wearing?
Matrix lady.
It's the Thai woven cloth made by the northeastern part of Thailand community. So, sustainability.
Just to add, it is borrowed, so that it is also sustainable. So I don't actually wear it for one-time use. So just to kind of, because I feel uncomfortable. Am I buying a new outfit? No, I'm not. I'm borrowing. So all good.
Okay.
I also want to compliment on the dress. I have this feeling that I should somewhat require all the female directors at my company to have a similar dress. Well, my question to the previous presenters for the gray market. When you said you befriend them if you can't beat them, is there some form of a mechanism to actually strengthen it? Like, do you give them an offer they cannot refuse, or?
Actually, there are many ways to do that. Like, first is look for them first. Like, who are these resellers that are selling our products, and find a way to make it a legitimate transaction, just like any possible distributor that you have, so that they don't have to go around and get it from somewhere, that we don't, that they will benefit more if they also directly source it from us. So I think, whether to have those kind of conversations, you reach out to them, find them, and then, just like any transactions, there are, of course, ways to have that formal contracts with them.
So carrots, no sticks.
Thanks. I have a follow-up question to that in relation to the resellers. So like the bigger the product, the more in demand, it also means there's more resellers. So how do you scale up this whole idea of befriending them when there are a lot of different e-commerce channels and resellers just kind of keep popping up?
I think the one that we've mentioned earlier is like just forming a team that actually, gets alerted when these things happen. Is like one of the things, like we know that anything can go viral in TikTok and you just don't know whether you're going to be the next brand to be that viral product. I think, and be able to spot that right away, that for instance, there's a demand in this country that suddenly, happened. Like the Japanese shampoo, for instance, suddenly, like everyone in the Philippines were looking for it. And so having that mechanism that allows you to be alerted and having that team internally that can handle this, situations would like be the first step that you have to do. And so that there's like a separate team that can cater to this kind of demand.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. How's everyone powering through the conference? Is there such a phrase called conference fitness? Yeah, we come now to my favorite part of the day, which is not the break, but basically I'd like to test the waters or do a temperature check on your sustainability knowledge. There will be a quiz. But this segment is all about Esomar's climate pledge, which is basically an aim to have net zero by 2030. It's not so far from now, but I think it's very much doable if everyone in this room, plus outside of this room, back in our offices, are going to be together in this mission to help in our climate pledge. Okay, so what we're going to do is viva voce through an app. I'd like you to scan this app, and basically, I'm going to ask 3 questions. Now, I don't know these questions. You will have the answers. This is unvetted, so please don't comment about my attire. We have the best attires of the day already. And so please have complete sentences, no gibberish, and no flatlining. Okay, so I'm sure we will have the best behaving respondents in this room. Okay, everyone ready? Can we please have the first question? So what comes to mind when you think of sustainability in business? This is an open end. I'll have 30 seconds. And then I think we will see the answers, the responses coming through the screen as you finish those wonderful statements. Hey Gab, sorry, this is really, the colors mean anything? Are they weighted? Or I'm just colorblind? Or I think the font size do mean more. So we're talking about green, diversity, longevity. Yeah, a lot of pockets of interest in terms of sustainability, of how it means to their own businesses. But the heart of it really is one of my favorite colors, green, and of course, diversity and responsibility. So the responsibility actually is within our hands to make that change. Okay? Good. So on to our next question, please. What are the biggest challenges your organization faces in sustainability? Another open end. Okay. Lack of awareness, follow through, trust. People can be the solution or people can be the problem as well. Costs. Is it a cost generator or is it a cost center? Time. Commitment. Consistency. Knowledge. Lack of push. It could be from top down or could be probably more of implementation down the line. Habit, follow through. Profit, profit, profit. Okay. I think we'll cap it at 90. Is it going 89? 90 responses. So basically what we're seeing here is more of a cost, consistency, time, awareness type of challenges. Now probably another study or two would be required to drill down and provide us more colors and texture in those open-end responses. Okay, on to our last question, please. Wow, not an open-end. Okay, now this is a ranking exercise. Rank the following ideas based on their potential impact and feasibility. So this is in no particular order. If you can re-rank, please. We have implementing renewable energy sources, reducing waste through recycling programs, sustainable supply chain management, employee sustainability training. Now on to our responses. So we're going to hit 90 here. Or it could be that one could be more of a potential impact side and one could be more of a feasibility. But this is all one concept together, so it's not a double-barred ask. Okay, so we have an answer. For first, we have employee sustainability training. I think still a challenge. And then now the second one is supply chain management. Third, oh wow. Third and fourth, reducing waste through recycling programs, implementing renewable energy sources. So it's really more of sustainable supply chain management. Maybe you look into your own organizations on how you go about, what I call to be, instead of cradle to grave, maybe cradle to cradle, a circularity thinking, and more of a nature positive approaches in, down from your client interactions through to your project implementations. Okay, so those are just thoughts, and it's really up for you to do the action, yeah? And on to our next speaker. We will have the updates from Karen Lee Shout of Esomar Foundation. Karen is the CEO of Scheme.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Lester. Yeah, we're almost at the end of the session, but also almost at the end of the conference. And I hope you had a lot of inspiration these 2 days about all the new opportunities, the possibilities to make an impact. I say business impact. And for those 5 minutes, I would actually like to challenge you a bit to think about how can we as an industry have even more impact, and then I mean social impact. Do I have the clicker actually? Where is it? Oh. I mean social impact, making a difference. And that is actually also where the Esomar Foundation is standing for. But before I'm going to tell more about that, I would like to go back to the Congress in Athens in September. Because during the Congress, Beatrice Karimi took the stage. And she is a student in Nairobi, She is doing a master's, and she took the stage because she wanted to thank the whole Esomar community for funding her scholarship. Don't know if you know that we are doing that, but she was really, really happy, and for her that was a new beginning. And she was thanking us because she now sees a new future. She has an education, she hopes to have a career in market research in the future. And I personally hope that we will see her on stage in a few years' time being one of the finalists of the Young Professional Award. And the scholarships is one of the things that the Esomar Foundation is doing. So what are we doing generally? Well, our mission is very simple. We would like to use the talents of the research industry and financial resources and turn that into a social good. And one of the things that we do is the education program. I already referred to that. We believe that everybody deserves access to education. And if it's not possible, we would like to help and fund scholarships. And when Beatrice was on stage, she actually also called out, I'm only one person, right? And there are so many other people who are like me and waiting for more support. So then, of course, you can now donate yourself, and we will really, really be very thankful for that. But I also would like to ask you to use your creative skills. Maybe you can think about organizing a fundraising activity with your team, with your colleagues, or maybe with your whole company. Imagine how many more scholarships we can fund if everybody would do that. The second thing we do is researchers in need. So that means that we give financial support to research families that are actually in extreme circumstances like war situation. And the third thing that we do is One Day. And I'm really excited to tell a little bit more about One Day, because it's a new initiative of the Esomar Foundation. It's actually about making an impact, and we do that by using the unique skills we, as an Insights community, have. And it's all about giving one day of our time to help charities becoming better and become more effective in what they are aiming for. And again, if all of us would give one day, how much can we do? It sounds easy, right? But if you think about it, how many days do you have in a full-time career? I made a math. I think at least 10,000 working days. And I'm asking you now, how do you currently spend those days? And are you also willing to change that a little bit and give one day? So we want to help you to give that one day. And so we actually designed and launched One Day, and it's actually designed to make a connection between you, the research professionals, and the charities. And what can you do? Now, we would like to keep it very simple. Think about a training. So we know a lot, charities are there, they don't always have the skills that you need actually to be more effective. It can be very simple, an Excel training, but it could also a training on how you can use AI in analyzing data. They often have a lot of data. Or think about a workshop, right? We have, again, a lot of knowledge. Think about communication knowledge. And think about how we can help them in a workshop, giving them advices on how they can connect better with their target groups. Or, do a research. We can do that as well. So how can you get started? Well, you can start your own One Day. Sometimes you're already in touch with a charity, and then you can just sign up and send in your proposal. But you can also look at the website, and that will be launched very soon, where we will provide you with One Days. And you can pick the charity that you are most related to, and also depending on your talent. And then you sign up. And then we try to make it very simple. There's a whole process. You sign up. You can be in contact with the charity until you delivered it. and you write a post on that website showing what you actually did in order to inspire others and to do the same. So we want to make it very simple for you as an Esomar Foundation. But still you have to make your own choice to do it, right? It still takes an effort from your side. And I think if you do it, it really gives you more purpose in your career. And for leaders in the company, I think give your people somewhat room to do it, because it's really exciting to do it. It's an additional experience, and you also take a bit more responsibility. So we asked to think about it, and think about it if you want to use your creativity to, for example, to raise some money for funding a scholarship, or to give one day. Think about it. If you are interested, just scan the QR code and you can sign up. You can also tell me what is it that you are interested in. Or you can come to the booth right now. I will be there and answering your questions. And you can also contact me directly, because it's a new initiative, and I would really love to hear your ideas, and maybe have other things you can help me with. For example, helping me with building that website further on, or maybe you have a lot of charities we can actually put in the database to make the website. I already see someone who will do that, so that we have a complete matchmaking website. Thanks a lot, and see you at the booth.
Thank you, Karen. Now, before we proceed to the break, we do have some sort of an activity here. We need you to vote. This is your last chance to vote in the app for the best presentation of Esomar APAC 2024. So please, do we have the slide? Oh no, you have already your apps, of course. And before that, we'll see you here at 4:05. And please try to grab the seats in front, because we will have Joshua Morris and the closing. And we will have a great closing for Esomar APAC 2024. So it's our last chance to do networking, and back here in about 20 minutes. Okay. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. We are now in our final segment of the conference. But before I start with the closing and the award, let me thank my fantastic program committee team members. Please give them a big round of applause. James, Akiko, Karen, Nicha, Nia, Tony, Dave, and Tom. Okay. Just gonna do this real quick. For closing, we had a very good recap this morning from Tony as we were still grabbing our coffee. But I think there are three key things when I ask participants around in relation to how we do a great summary or a recap of the past 2 days. We learned about creative fitness. And one of the participants said that even the Olympians, they're grounded in their body and the possibilities are in their body, but sometimes the greatest impossibility or the challenge is in their head. So be grounded in your body. What I'd like us to do next when we go back to our offices is to prompt AI with and, what if, yes, or but yes, and see what happens. Because the possibilities do exist, and this is within the control of us as human beings. Second is it's not about human versus data or human versus AI. And according to Elaine, that the humans are still the master of our emotions, and we are going to be the master of the prompt. We are going to train the models that we're going to be led in terms of the business decision making, but the decision making is still within our control. And AI is just going to help us optimize or be more efficient and move towards more of humanized aspect, which is more of expressing. And I'm still, I still believe this fundamental notion back in the day when I was studying segmentation a few eons ago, from a solid understanding of human emotions through need scope, that needs are the same. So regardless of era, of genre, or time, but expressions are different. And there has been challenges from Colin's presentation in terms of having a universal human emotions. That has been challenged. We do have scholarly readings from the IPA about do we really segment it down to 7 human emotions, or there could be more. But I do believe that as human beings, we are very dynamic. We cannot be controlled or segment in just one snapshot. And as we focused on the fusion, and I think I've noticed a lot of fusion of the how-to, and some maybe a forced fusion of human and AI. I think I would still ask everyone to still go back to a more customer, consumer-centric question. What problems are we solving? Is it really doable by AI, or can we still go back to our own human intuition and emotion and decide for what is best for our company, our businesses, and for our job roles? Now, I do believe that the future of data is augmentation. It's just probably a phase towards this very dynamic model. And with that, I'd like to close also by thanking our sponsors, Cint, Quest Mindshare, Human Listening, Web Call Research, MDI, Pure Spectrum, Timvisory, Smart Connect Research, Skim, Green Book, University of Georgia, MRII. And without much further ado, I think drum roll, everyone. I do have the result of the yes. And the yes winner of Esomar APAC 2024, crossing the prize barrier, Joey Offhoff of Skim, Singapore. Joey, please.
Is this working? Thank you, Lester. And first of all, thanks everyone who voted for my presentation. Very honored to win this award. Big shout out to my fellow finalists as well. I know they all prepared a presentation as well, so hopefully they can share through some other channels for us to see. I'm going to talk to you today about optimizing your pricing strategy. Has a small price increase ever caused you a big drop in revenue? If so, then you likely crossed a price barrier. I'm Joey. I'm one of Skim's pricing and revenue management experts, and today I will talk to you about the importance of price barriers when, when optimizing your pricing strategy. Price barriers happen when we cross key price points. Imagine this, you're shopping for a snack at 7-Eleven. Would you buy this product for $1.99? Now, what if it increases its price? Would you still buy it? Might feel pricier. Research has actually proven that a disproportional amount of you would stop buying this product when it crosses that $2 mark. It's a psychological price barrier. And the common explanation for this is the left-digit effect. What this means is that consumers will look at the first digit and subconsciously view the $1.99 as much smaller than the $2.03. Understanding these price barriers is crucial for optimizing your pricing strategy. You spend all this time, money, attention, everything into building an attractive product offering, and then a small price difference, as small as only 4 cents, that's what scares your customers away, and that would be such a shame. So knowing the importance of price barriers, I was curious, how does this work in countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, Korea, that have much higher currency denominations? What are the price barriers there? Does it work the same? What are their equivalents? To understand the role of price barriers in APAC, I conducted research with 1,000 consumers in 4 Asian markets. I also made use of a meta-analysis that we have of all the different pricing research that we do at Skim. And with that, there's 3 main questions that I will answer today. The first question I will answer is, what are the psychological price barriers in APAC? Now, to answer this, I analyzed customers' price sensitivities of everyday products and then calculated price elasticities to help answer this question. I looked at Singapore, where everyday price products still cost more, similar to the examples I showed, $1, $2, $4, and not very surprisingly, we did see here that very high price elasticities when it comes to the whole dollar marks and $half-a-dollar marks. Actually, in all the other markets that I tested, I did find that there are similar psychological price barriers in those markets. In Indonesia, strong price barriers at 5,000 and 10,000 rupiah. In Vietnam, at 5,000 and 10,000 dong. And in Korea, at 500 and 1,000 won. If you were here yesterday and at my pitch, I already talked about the number 8 being crucial in Korea. There has been some talk about the importance of numbers, and they're in Asia specifically. And while not as strong as some of the other price barriers that I talked about before, still going from 1,800 won to, for example, 1,900 won has a strong impact. And the reason for this has to do with Chinese language in this case, where the number 8 sounds very similar to the Chinese word for wealth. This makes it a more attractive offering and culturally resonant price point. This led me to my second question. What other price barriers are then relevant for us to look at? In order to answer this, I used an AI chatbot in a survey where we had conversations with customers about describe the last time you bought a product. What did you go through? What factors did you consider? What was important for you? And the answer I got is that price perceptions are strongly influenced by the other brands that are in the market. 63% say they frequently compare prices of different brands. They're talking about comparing multiple different brands before ending up with the product that they have. From a meta-analysis, we know that this is especially relevant for medium-tier brands. These brands often have more competitors and therefore face a higher risk of switching. This is making them more price elastic versus lower-tier brands that tend to have less competitors, or higher-tier brands that tend to have a higher brand loyalty. So you need to know the prices of your competitors to understand price barriers. These prices are also potential price barriers that you can't simply ignore. And that brings me to the final research question that I had, is then how do we cross these price barriers? And again, we had conversations with customers about thinking about the last time they bought a product, and then think about another situation, in which case they actually were willing to pay more. And while they can't tell us exactly should we cross price barriers, they can tell us when they're willing to pay more. And the key answer and the common thread that came through was that it's all about product value. What that value translates to can be different in different categories and different markets, but in the end, it's, for example, we are talking about bread. In Indonesia, the value driver was all around taste. In Singapore, it was way more about health. Luckily, there are some more common tips I can share that brands commonly use to still increase their prices. Shrinkflation was mentioned earlier as a nasty tactic, where we actually keep the price the same but decrease pack size. Can also improve our product value through renovation or use discount anchoring, where actually before a price increase, what we do is use more heavy promos to kind of lower the awareness of the original price point. We're coming to the end of my presentation already, so let's recap what the research has found. First of all, make sure you understand the psychological price barriers in your market. Yes, there are some common ones, like a country's equivalent of half a dollar and a whole dollar, but there are ones that are specific to your market. Second, most customers will compare prices across brand, so make sure you really understand the prices of your competition. These are also very relevant price barriers. And finally, the way to cross price barriers is through offering more product value, however that translates to in your category and market. So as you walk away today, I challenge you to reevaluate your pricing strategy. Really think about, are you covering these three bases? Because this is kind of the point to get your pricing strategy started. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Joey, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So next year, I hope, and in the coming years, I hope to see more of the young Esomar talents. Wow, this kind of material is already more than what we could do back then. Before we close and before we move to our speaker, if I may ask everyone to please stand up. Today is a very special day because we would like to celebrate the birthday of one of our program committee members. We have Nathania Christie from Quantum Consumer Solutions. Happy birthday, Nia. Happy birthday. Okay. Hooray! Hooray! Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we now move to some important announcements. As we move to the closing keynote, we are going to say goodbye to our live Esomar TV participants. We are going to turn it off because we are going to be talking about some of the stories that only our next speaker will be telling us. And there are some sensitivities, so, and he will explain more about that. Our next speaker is a leader of